Okay, so we're going to do a disassembly of a 2018 Ford F-150 today. Some vehicles up here actually have a center channel speaker. You will take that grill off and there will be 2 screws under that. Whereas this vehicle does not have that. It has this rubber pad. So we'll take that out and there'll be 2 screws under that. We'll take those out. And we'll just slightly lift up on it and then it will clip out. There will be another plug under there you take loose. And back to the side, and then there'll be 2 more screws here we'll take loose. 7mm. Just put those in the cup holder. And this panel will pop loose as well. There'll be a plug under here and a plug under here. Take loose. And there will be 2 more plugs down here. Set this to the side. And there will be 3 7mm screws on either side of the screen here. You need to take all those loose. Pull your screen out. There'll be a plug back here you want to take loose. And a little blue connector up top. Your screen comes loose. Set that to the side. Then we'll be on to our CD mechanisms / main module here. Then we'll be taking our CD mechanism / module out. 4 7mm screws there. Pull that guy out. Be a plug, 2 plugs on the back here. Set that to the side. First, we're going to take out these 3 screws here. That to the side. Then you can pop off this black plastic cover. This little flat blade. We'll have to edit that. Then there's going to be 2 screws on each side here you want to take out. And you want to take the heat sink out, which will be another 4 screws here on top. Should come out. I'm going to pop your Bluetooth off there. Your ribbon cable. Like that. And there'll be 2 more screws down here on the bottom. This piece should come out. Then you'll grab your brackets provided in the kit here. The one with the notch goes near the ribbon cable. And you'll use the same screws you took out to put these back in. A lot easier if you hold the plastic, give it some pressure from the back side. Now we're going to disassemble this piece. These 3 screws. Take your ribbon cable board off. Take that piece of plastic off. Those 4 screws. Now take your Bluetooth antenna off. There's another screw. Next, we're going to put our Bluetooth antenna on this tab here. And plug it in. Next, we're going to take our ribbon cable, put it in the slot here, make sure it's even, and snap that down. Next, you'll thread your ribbon cable through the slot here. Then you will attach your plate to these 4 mounting points with these 4 screws. Okay, next we're going to put our heatsink back on. And we'll put our top on. Okay, so now we're going to plug in our Maestro module. Green for green. This 3-pin goes to this large 3-pin goes to this large 3-pin area. The small 3-pin goes to the small 3-pin, and this 4-pin goes to this 4-pin. And on the other side, just be this black plug there. Now we can plug it into the vehicle. Should have 2 plugs here. Plug that one in. And then this one. Then we completely should be ready to plug in our main unit. Take your main unit here. You can start by plugging in this accessory harness. Plug in your black Maestro 3.5, your Maestro 4-pin main harness, GPS antenna, then the USB cable, and the antenna, and also the microphone cable, which goes to the red port. And last but not least, you want to plug in your backup camera. We'll go to the yellow marked rear camera in. We do recommend using electrical tape on that. Now it's time to put our module in the dash. Get everything tucked away. Should be plenty of room back there. Then this module will go in the lower two holes on each side. Then you'll take 4 of your silver screws and put them in. You're going to take these 4 screws out here and then loosen these 3 as well. Slide your carrier all the way in. You tighten those back up, those 3. So we're going to slide this to the second hole from the top to where our top screws are. Right there. Then we're going to put our top 2 screws back in. Then we're going to take these 2 screws out here. And we're going to pop our plastic piece off. You can set that to the side. You won't need it anymore. Then you'll take your ribbon cable board and this piece. Slide your ribbon cable through here. It'll set down there like that, and then take your indentation. I'll slide in first. And this will screw right back where the other 2 screws were. So next we're going to install our 2 side brackets. They'll have an R and an L. It'll be as you're looking at the screen. So R is over here and L is over here. They'll be going like this. Take your threaded screws and put those in. Next, we'll take our dash piece, turn it around. The template that will come in the kit. Make sure those ears are on either side there. Then you'll drill these two holes here about 3/16, and then these are 1/2 inch holes. Then you'll want to take your knife and just cut through there. Look like that when you're done. Next, we're going to take our 2 top buttons out here. You just push the little clips in with the flat blade on either side. They should pop right out. Next, you're going to take your screen, make sure all your plastic is flattened out. Then you'll take your bezel, set that on top of it, make sure it lines up. Then we'll take our factory dash piece and lay that on top of that. Okay, so the piece that will come in the kit here, you'll have 2 sides to it. The side with the extra piece on it will actually fit in this hole here, and it will go down, and then the larger hole stays to the top. And with these 4 holes here, it'll be 4 screws provided in the kit, 4 3/4 inch Phillips screws. Now you're ready for install. Okay, now we're going to install the ribbon cable onto the connector here. Make sure it's completely level. Should be completely level across there. Same with this one. You'll take your cover here. It only does go in one way. Like that. Next, we'll install our two plugs at the bottom, which will be here and here. And we'll snap this in the dash. Before everything goes all back together, we're just going to go through a few tests, make sure the radio works, backup camera, etc. There's our radio, backup cam, make sure all our Maestro settings work, check your gauges. Check your HVAC controls. Make sure your volume works on your steering wheel and on the unit at all three different locations you have. Our last top two screws in. Next, we're going to take our top piece with the holes you drilled before and thread this in from the two switches that were previously up high. Being careful, obviously not to scratch this, and make sure your plug or speaker, whichever, you plug back in. Take your mat, lay that in there just for now. And you'll take your piece that comes with the kit and pop your two switches back into it. Just like that. And you'll plug them in to the plugs that are supposed to be on them. Slide this down on top of your mat here, and put your two screws into these two holes. And you'll snap your piece down, pull your mat back up, and put your last two screws in. There you have it.